Hi everybody, I'm Jodie. I'm the manager of Employee Assistant Services, and today I'm going to watch some classic holiday clips and let you know what I think.
I know it's hard to believe people when they say, I know how you feel. But I actually know how you feel. You see, I was seeing someone back in London. We worked for the same newspaper. And then I found out that he was also seeing this other girl, Sarah. From the circulation
this is going to be a sad one. Okay.
Floor. Turned out that he wasn't in love with me, like I thought. What I'm trying to say is I understand feeling as small and as insignificant as humanly possible.
Okay, that's really nice. Okay, so at first when I saw this, I was like, she's trying to aim for empathy and it just doesn't seem like it's going to land very well because no one knows how you feel, but this is going well, so let's keep watching.
And how it can actually ache in places that you didn't know you had inside you. And it doesn't matter how many new haircuts you get or gyms you join or how many glasses of Chardonnay you drink with your girlfriends. You still go to bed every night going over every detail and wonder what you did wrong or how...
Okay, and let's just stop there because isn't that exactly what we all do? We just go through everything over and over in our minds. Let's keep going because I need to know how this ends now.
You could have misunderstood. And how in the hell for that brief moment you could think that you were that happy? And sometimes you can even convince yourself that he'll see the light and show up at your door. And after all that, however long all that may be, you'll go somewhere new. And you'll meet people who make you feel worthwhile again. And little pieces of your soul will finally come back. And all that fuzzy stuff. Those years of your life that you wasted.
Whoa, okay, wait. Wasted? Okay. So I have a little personal bias against the idea of wasting time in relationships because when I think about, and this is true for myself and for people that I've worked with in therapy, there's something. There is, I know it can feel a little silver lining-ish, lining-y, I don't know. It feels like we're trying to silver lining something maybe.
That will eventually begin to fade.
And I'm going to add to, so seeing this whole thing, like, so painful. And I think the holidays have a tendency to bring that stuff up because we're thinking about the important connections and we're thinking about what we don't have when we're alone. And so when I think about times when I worked with people in the therapy room who are in this position where something has gone horribly wrong in a relationship and it's so painful. And yes, they're in a state where it feels like that time I invested in this was not a good investment. It was wasted. Yeah, I think it's just, it can feel like so dark and like almost like this image of you're just in this cave with no light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to get better. The thing that's encouraging about this clip is that she's sharing this experience with someone and it sounds like with someone who might be going through something similar, and that can be a really powerful experience, really helpful for getting some support and just getting through that because we do. For the most part, we do.
Merry Christmas. May I sit down?
Kevin.
That's my granddaughter up there. The little red-haired girl. She's about your age. You know her?
No.
I feel like I've come a long way because even as a child, this scene made me cry. But it doesn't make me cry anymore, so I'm developing. Let's carry on.
You can say hello when you see me. You don't have to be afraid. There's a lot of things going around about me, but none of it's true. Okay? Been a good boy this year?
I think so.
You swear to it?
No.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Well, this is the place to be if you're feeling bad about yourself.
It is?
I think so.
Are you feeling bad about yourself?
No.
I'm also struck by the fact that when I was a child, that man seemed like a very, very old man. And now as I watched it, I'm like, he's older, but not a very, very old man. So I'm just thinking of that now as well. Carrie?
I've been kind of a pain lately. I said some things I shouldn't have. I really haven't been too good this year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset about it because I really like my family. Even though sometimes I say I don't. Sometimes I even think I don't. Do you get that?
I think so. How you feel about your family is a complicated thing.
Especially with an older brother.
Deep down, you always love them. But you can forget that you love them. And you can hurt them and they can hurt you. And that's not just because...
When I think about how, again, putting my therapist hat on, how profound this scene is and how many really true things he talks about, and even like with this young child, addresses in really plain language about families and the reality of family relationships being very complicated and us having mixed feelings and sometimes really wanting family members to go away. And also, just like Kevin, kind of wishing that they would come back. It's like, yeah, I've never looked at it through that lens before, so this is cool.
That's not just because you're young. You want to know the real reason why I'm here right now?
Sure.
Came to hear my granddaughter sing. And I can't come and hear her tonight.
You have plans?
No. I'm not welcome.
At church?
Oh, you're always welcome at church. I'm not welcome with my son. Years back, before you and your family moved on the block, I had an argument with my son.
How old is he?
He's grown up. We lost our tempers. And I said I didn't care to see him anymore. He said the same. We haven't spoken to each other since.
If you miss him, why don't you call him?
I'm afraid if I call him, he won't talk to me.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm just afraid he won't.
I love how this flips from the neighbor is sharing wisdom with Kevin to Kevin from that beautiful, innocent child's perspective, sharing wisdom with the neighbor. So we'll unpack this at the end of the clip. But what we're talking about is cut off. And that's always really, it's multi-layered. But let's carry on.
No offense, but aren't you a little old to be afraid?
You can be a little old for a lot of things. You're never too old to be afraid.
That's true. I've always been afraid of our basement.
Oh, the basement.
There's weird stuff down there. And it smells funny, that sort of thing. It's bothered me for years.
The basements are like that.
Even for
I
grown-ups.
made myself go down there to do some laundry. And I found out it's not so bad. All this time I've been worrying about it. But if you turn on the lights, it's no big deal.
What's your point?
My point is, you should call your son.
So profound.
What if he won't talk to me?
At least you'll know. Then you can stop worrying about it. And you won't have to be afraid anymore. I don't care how mad I was, I'd talk to my dad. Especially around the holidays.
I don't know.
Just give it a shot. For your granddaughter anyway. I'm sure she misses you.
That's right. In the presents.
I sent her a check.
Wish my grandparents did that. They always send me clothes. Last year I got a sweater with a big bird knitted on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Not for a guy in the 2nd grade. You can get beat up for wearing something like that.
Oh?
Yeah. I have a friend who got nailed because there was a rumor he wore dinosaur pajamas.
You better run along home where you belong. You think about what I said, all right?
Okay.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
So it's interesting how they kind of role model that idea of overcoming cutoff and the fear that can exist in a relationship between Kevin and the older neighbor. Because there had been no contact. Kevin was terrified of this man. And now this just unfolds really beautifully in probably a way that's quite unexpected for both of them. And what the neighbor was talking about was cutoff in his family between himself and his son. And cutoff is when we actively and intentionally choose to distance ourselves from a relationship, either for a period of time or indefinitely. cutoff can be a good thing sometimes because sometimes relationships aren't safe and we need to take some distance. It can also be a really tough thing to figure our way out of when we want to choose to re-engage in the relationship, because especially if there has been a lack of safety in the relationship in the past, we're going to have some fear, and just overcoming that hurdle of this is the way we've done things for a while can be really challenging. It's beautiful how Kevin, as a child, is just like, well, just call him, then you'll know. But it is a little bit of that, just turn the lights on. When you turn the lights on, you can get a good look at that basement, whatever the literal or metaphorical basement is, and actually see what you're dealing with. And hey, if he won't answer the phone, then you know. And if he answers the phone, then, well, you figure it out. Well, this has been a long one for me too, but I love Tim Allen. Oh my God, I love Tim Allen.
Could I come in for a minute? Thanks.
Oh,
Blair's going to be staying with us for 10 days.
Kitty.
So we're not taking the cruise. And Nora and I would like you guys to have it. Flight leaves at 12 noon tomorrow. You got to be there 2 hours ahead of time. It's 10 days in the Caribbean, islands and beaches. The works. It's a dream vacation.
We can't take it, Luther. It's not right.
I didn't purchase the travel insurance. So if you don't take it, the whole package is wasted.
I'm not sure my doctor would allow it.
I've got that Lexon deal on a front burner.
Oh, Benny said he might stop by tomorrow.
Yeah. And we couldn't leave the cat.
This is from us to you. This is a sincere, heartfelt, no strings attached Christmas offering to two very selfless people who are, at this moment, having a very difficult time looking for an excuse.
Benny did say he might stop by.
Face it, Bev. Benny hasn't been home in years.
Look, I've got everything right here. I've got airline tickets, I've got cruise passes, I've got a brochure.
What's the cost? If we decide to go, we'd want to reimburse you.
This is a simple gift, Walt. No costs, no payback. Don't make it complicated.
So what this makes me think of right away is, and I actually don't even know if I've seen this whole movie. So I'm just looking at this as like, it looks like a situation where maybe somebody's trying to make repair happen or build some kind of a bridge. And it kind of connects to the clip we just watched about overcoming that cutoff piece. It can be hard for both sides. And it's, as we're looking at it from the outside, looking in, it can seem simple. Oh, somebody's offering you this incredibly generous gift, just take it. But there are so many layers to these relationships. And just like I'm looking at this right now, not knowing the context, because I haven't watched the rest of the movie, I can't possibly know what's informing the difficulty of accepting a gift like that, or the reason why somebody might make that gesture in the first place. And probably not a bad lesson to all of us that we can't really pass judgment on other people's relationships, especially family ones, and especially around the holidays, because they do tend to bring up a lot of their complexity at this time of year.
Our names aren't on the tickets.
I know, I'll take care of that.
What about the cat?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Offer to watch the
Too
cat.
late to call the kennel.
We can't just leave him.
Well, we could ask Jude Becker.
She's allergic.
I'll take the cat.
Yes.
What?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
See? Maybe if you don't step on him so often.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas. Well, I should get back to my party.
Luther, this means so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, does this mean we have to start being nice to each other?
No.
Of course not.
Good. Because I still don't like you that much, old man.
Well, that's good. I'm not that fond of you either.
I think I always like those, especially in movies, those types of interactions. I grew up in a family where we tease each other relentlessly, and we always say, we only tease the people that we love. So I like that they can demonstrate a little bit of that too. And don't forget to buy your travel health insurance. I've worked at an insurance company too long.
Dad!
All right, let's get it over with.
I walked all day and night to find you.
You look like you came from the North Pole.
That's exactly where I came from. Santa must have called you.
Oh, yeah, sure. He just got off the cell phone with me.
You did?
So, go on.
Go on with what?
Well, are you going to sing a song or something, or can I just go back to work?
A song? Yeah. Anything for you, Dad. I'm here with my dad, and we never met, and he wants me to sing him a song. And I was adopted, but you didn't know I was born. So I'm here now. I found you, Daddy.
It's actually the sidebar. Singing silly little songs to ourselves about things that are uncomfortable, especially big feelings we're having, can be a really useful way to manage those feelings. Also, saying repetitive thoughts in our mind in like really slow motion can help to settle things down. But the song one is one that works for me. So I sing little silly songs about anxious feelings and uncomfortable feelings all the time. So I like this.
And guess what? I love you. I love you. I love you.
I just keep them in my head usually.
Wow, that was weird. Usually you guys just, put my name in the jingle bells or something.
It's me, your son. Susan Wells had me, and she didn't tell you, but now I'm here. It's me, Buddy.
Susan Wells. You said Susan Wells?
Yes.
Who sent this Christmas gram?
What's a Christmas gram? I want one.
I think we should call security.
Good idea. I like to whisper, too. It's okay, Walter's my father.
Well, your dad's busy right now.
Okay, I'll come back later.
Yeah, you're not gonna come back for a while, okay? You're gonna go back to Santa Land.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you
So there's so many things here. One is for children that are meeting a parent for the first time, there is so much loaded into that, and I could not possibly unpack it in this. So this is an interesting representation of that, which may or may not be accurate for people in that situation. Also just on a, I would say like bigger picture, or maybe more generally for parents' expectations of children and children's expectations of their parents. This is maybe not a common scene in the literal sense, but in the sense that, Walter might have been looking at this elf thinking, there is no way you could be my son. And all that the elf wants is just to be accepted by his parent, right? And to be welcomed and to have enthusiasm and excitement about who he is, for who he is. And so when I think about some of the other clips that we've watched today, like there's threads of that in all of it, right? That we want our family to accept us. We want our family to accept us with enthusiasm for who we are, even if we're an elf from the North Pole.
Hey. Oh. Hey.
Oh. Clark, what's wrong? Honey. It's bigger than you expected? Smaller?
It's something.
What is it?
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, God.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Oh, that it is, Edward. That it is indeed.
I'm sorry.
He might have the most wisdom per line in this entire movie, Cousin Eddie. But let's carry on and see what else might arise.
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it!
Son.
not uncommon to overindulge in alcoholic beverages around the holidays, but not necessarily a wise way to cope with bad news.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey! If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap...
There's going to be some bleeps in this one if we play this.
Hallelujah! Holy where's the Tylenol?
I love that he ends with where's the Tylenol. Oh my God. So this is a good example of what can happen when the stress of the holidays and the expense of the holidays, because for anyone that doesn't remember, Clark has ordered a pool that he now can't afford because he expected a Christmas bonus. When that builds up and builds up, we can blow up. And that's probably not the best way to handle things. He could have taken a couple deep breaths, maybe gone for a walk, talked to his wife about it alone. But thankfully, Christmas Vacation is a comedy, and we all got to watch that for our amusement.